Hey, I'm Andrew Hales. Welcome to another edition of Chatting With. I'm here with a hypnotist, Tyler the Hypnotist.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for being here.
Of course, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. How long you been doing that?
I've been doing it for 2 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. Hypnosis. Is it fake? Is it real?
I thought that's a good starting point.
Sure.
I thought it was fake my whole life.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot of things that I thought were fake. I learned palm reading, which is fake.
You're sure?
100%.
Okay.
Psychology. But I started doing hypnosis, learning how it worked. And the first few times I actually hypnotized someone, I thought they were just messing with me. Like I didn't.
How do you know they weren't messing with you?
Technically, I mean, 2 years into it, I still don't know that they're not. But it's been helping people in really impactful ways. So even if they are just like going along with it, they're going along with it. That benefits them. So it doesn't really matter.
I certainly believe in it because I've had two of my close friends in my life be hypnotized. They got up on stage, and I was like, oh wow, they were totally different. Like it was crazy.
That's how people always start believing. They see that one shy person go up who just explodes. And they're
Right.
like,
Yeah. Yeah, and it's so crazy. So I think there's something there. What, you read a book on it?
No, if you want to get good at anything, you got to find the people who do it best
Okay.
and sort of model them.
Who did you find?
Darren Brown.
Okay.
Yeah, he's pretty big in the UK.
So what are you doing now? You do shows now, or?
No, so I sort of picked a very small market.
Mm-hmm.
I work specifically with top entrepreneurs who are on a mission to change the world. And what I do is I eliminate anything internal that's keeping them from getting there.
Okay. If someone has trouble getting over a girl, you could help them do that.
Yep, because you have to think about it this way.
Okay, help me get over my ex.
Right now,
Yeah, well, how long does it take?
it would take a little bit for that specifically, because that's something you hold on to.
Yeah. Explain the process. Yeah.
Okay, so hypnosis essentially is just your imagination taking over your reality.
Wow.
Okay, so our reality is simply how we perceive it. We have senses to get a sense of what's around us, but we don't truly know. Like you see optical illusions and you think you're seeing one thing, but in reality it's something else entirely.
Okay.
Right? So our reality is simply how we perceive it, and what I do is I alter your perception of reality. So specifically for hypnosis, I want to do sort of scramble your conscious mind and get access to your subconscious mind. Because subconscious is where all of our deep ingrained beliefs and ideas are. So basically, if you were ever confused, that's helping me get into your subconscious.
You can never do it for evil?
You can.
Wow. I've always heard like you cannot ever change their will.
Yeah, so if you're consciously opposed to something, I can't make you do it, but you can word things in a certain way. So for example, if I were to hypnotize you and say like, hey man, I love your watch, give it to me. You would be like no.
Right.
Right? But if I were to say something like, hey man, I love that watch, bro. Remember when I gave that to you a month ago? That's a simple suggestion that you're like, yeah, okay, you gave that to me. And then I'll say, all right, man, can I have my watch back?
Huh.
So there's little like conscious loopholes.
Wow. You can kind of like fib and lie to them.
Yeah, because everything, which is the dangerous part of hypnosis. The more I learn it, the more scared I am by it.
Really?
Yeah, because if you do like little stepping stones to get people to where you want, it's little suggestions that people pick up as true, right?
Yeah.
So the simple suggestion that you would pick up to be true is that watch is mine.
So have you kind of done this with dating, like with girls? Like
No, never, never done it that way. I try not to. Well,
I guess that's kind of creepy, or
yeah, and plus like
illegal.
people seek out genuine relationships.
Oh, right.
So like if you start a relationship on that basis, like
Yeah.
and eventually they'll realize, people when they're conscious, aware long enough, like analyzing things rather than just accepting as truth, it'll kick back. So if I were to say that's my watch and like I'd like to have it back, within a few minutes you'd be like, wait, that's not your watch.
Okay. How long does it take for people to snap out of it?
So there's a couple things. Hypnosis is also about your belief, not belief in it working, but your perceptions on it. So if you went into it thinking like you're going to snap out in a minute, you would. Some people, if you think that if I were to say sleep and you would just stay there until I tell you to come back up and I walk away, you'll fall asleep and wake up on your own.
Yeah, saying that, it's like, oh, it's all placebo, and the people are just like acting and going along with it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is similar to placebo. The cool thing about like placebo, if a doctor were to hand you a placebo pill and tell you it's placebo, but that it's worked for people, it'll still work for you.
Well, not always. I think that's not always the case, right? I mean,
yeah,
but there's definitely been evidence of that happening, right? Yeah, placebos are crazy. I need to read more on those.
Because we read about all these like effects of certain things and we expect them.
Yeah.
So just by doing that alone, even if say you don't truly do it or you're doing something off that wouldn't have the scientific result, you'll still get it because your mind creates it.
Yeah. Kind of like a lot of religion. People are like, yeah, I saw a vision, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, you wanted to see that vision.
Yeah, and then they really did see it, but only because they manifested it subconsciously.
And like you're in love with someone, yeah, you're really in love because you think you're in love.
We're going back to your ex right now.
Man. Okay, so you sit them down, and then what do you start them out, and you're like, so what's the problem?
So you have to, so the same way a brain surgeon sort of works with the physical brain, they need to know the anatomy of the brain, what's going on where, right? I need to sort of get the anatomy of the mind before I start.
But you do have to disclaimer to them, you're not a doctor and everything.
Yes, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Or not a doctor, not a therapist.
Or they can sue you and stuff.
Yeah, don't want to get sued.
What's the weirdest case you've had?
When I first learned hypnosis, before I knew much about it, I hypnotized this guy to think I was invisible. Or to, you know how sometimes you hold your phone in your hand and you don't realize it's there?
Yeah.
So you're like consciously aware of everything else except for that.
Okay.
So with the invisibility thing, he was consciously aware of everything except for me, and he freaked out and he started running away from me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I had to like chase him down and then like tell him, because what I tell him is picked up as a suggestion, right? So if I were to say like this won't freak you out, it wouldn't if it normally would. So I didn't realize that then.
If a girl was willing, I mean, if a girl was like, hypnotize me and turn me on, right?
Yeah.
Would that theoretically,
if they were to
turn her,
it,
you could be, you could be like, okay, now you're getting turned on.
You could do like, I never explored these possibilities, but there are a ton of possibilities, like sort of hallucinations where I can say when I touch you on the wrist, you'll literally feel as if you're having 1,000 orgasms. Their mind would create it. It could it's the alteration of a perception. So normally if I were to touch you on the wrist, you would perceive you would perceive just a light touch. Right?
Have you done that with anyone?
No, I haven't.
You should try that with the girl you're dating. Any books you recommend? We can Amazon link it.
Specifically about hypnosis or learning hypnosis?
Hypnosis, yeah.
Reality is Plastic.
Reality is Plastic.
And also Rewrite Reality, which will be available in 6 months.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, when that's out, I'll link it. Yeah.
Cool.
Can you hypnotize people without them knowing?
Yes, theoretically. So same way same way I said we need to scramble your consciousness.
This might be the last time you ever see me. No. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you can make little suggestions.
Yeah, simple suggestions. So Darren Brown does something really cool. He does a lot of what's called covert hypnosis.
Okay.
So hypnosis without you necessarily realizing.
Creep alert. Yeah.
You know what NLP is?
Yep.
Okay, so it's more along the lines of that, in the sense where you want to get them subconsciously following you, mirroring. Mm-hmm. So he'll walk up to someone and he'll be like, okay, you know where the nearest McDonald's is? And you'll be like, yeah, man, it's over there. Right? So he'll be like, okay, it's over there. He's mirroring you consciously, but you pick it up subconsciously. Okay? So the goal is to get you to mirror him, so he'll take a few steps back. And then if you take a few steps forward, he knows you're in. Right? So now you're subconsciously mirroring him without realizing it. Okay? So once you are subconsciously following him, he'll do what's called don't know the name of it, I'm self-taught, but he'll scramble your conscious mind. So if I were to go for a handshake with you, you would instinctively put your hand up, right? So instead of going for that handshake, he would say like, go for the handshake and say, awesome, hold this, man. And like, what? That moment of the scrambled consciousness is when he sort of capitalized in it. So he'll be like, okay, so you took that, now I'll take your watch, phone, wallet. And it maybe 30-40% of the time they'll be like, okay, here.
Yeah.
It's an anchor.
Okay.
Right? Of course, he'll take it back, go on his way, and after a few seconds, you'll realize like,
that's
whoa.
so funny.
Yeah.
So you pickpocketing people now, or?
I that's how I learned. I didn't learn by pickpocketing. I learned by like all these cool psychological.
I'll give you a watch. You don't need to steal this one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Buy Durden. It's my little watch company.
I'm gonna take you up on that.
Yeah. Do you want white or black? I was prepared.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Are you a watch guy though?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I mean, you can wear it up or down with any outfit. Yeah. This is with the black.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. You want the black one? Okay. Yeah. You can just there.
Awesome, man.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, that was a good segue. I didn't know we were gonna talk about pickpocketing or anything. Yeah. Durden. All right. Sorry. I wasn't even planning on doing that plug like that. But are some people more prone to hypnosis because of their genetics, or is it influenced by their development in childhood?
I don't believe anyone's prone to hypnosis.
Okay.
Meaning everyone is hypnotizable. Everyone has been hypnotized. So
Wow.
You watch like Netflix,
Yeah.
right? So all you're doing objectively is staring at a screen for hours. But you're not really staring at the screen, right? You're imagining it's real and it feels real to you. I said hypnosis is your imagination taking over your reality.
Mm-hmm.
So you imagine it's real and it feels real. You're not watching a screen, you're experiencing it as if it were real, which is why when a sad part of like a movie or show comes on, you cry. It becomes real.
Okay.
So everyone has been hypnotized. I find that some people who don't allow hypnosis to happen are usually more competitive. They view it as, you can't hypnotize me, and it's a challenge.
Right.
So the way to hypnotize those people is to reframe it, explain that it's all their mind, and have it be a challenge with themselves.
Have you hypnotized people that don't want to be hypnotized?
No. I have hypnotized people who said that they can't be hypnotized and who didn't believe in it, but never someone who didn't want to.
Takes about 20 minutes of like your muscles are getting weak and all that.
No, that's like traditional hypnosis. Like a lot of 50-plus-year-old British hypnotists will do that. We'll play quiet music, talk really mellow, get you to relax. It's not necessary.
Okay. How do you do it?
What's called a shock induction.
Oh.
So it usually takes about 1 to 2 minutes.
That's that quick?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, hypnotize me.
Really?
Yeah, sure.
You're open to it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you want to just sit shoulder apart from me? So I don't want you to try and do anything, but don't try and fight anything. Just listen to the words I'm saying and notice how your body responds.
Okay.
Okay? So I'm going to ask you right now to put your hands straight out in front of you. Clap your hands together. Cross your fingers and thumbs and hold it up like you're praying. So in a moment, not yet. I'm going to ask you to put your index finger, you can do that now, but I'm going to ask you to put your index fingers apart, and when you do, I want you to focus on the gap between your fingers, not my fingers, yours, and imagine on each finger there's a magnet.
Okay.
Okay? So when I say to imagine a magnet, I don't mean just think about it. I mean really imagine it's real.
Okay.
Cool? Put your index fingers about an inch apart, focus on the gap, and imagine on each finger there's a magnet. And you'll notice you can see your fingers sort of twitching. Right there, that's your conscious and subconscious mind fighting for control. But the more you focus on the gap and imagine the magnet starts to feel stronger. And the more you look at it, the stronger it gets. And just like a real magnet, as it starts to come closer, just like real magnets, right? As they start to get closer, the magnet will get stronger and stronger until they touch. And when they touch, they get stronger still. Even stronger. You can imagine it's 10 times stronger. Imagine your hands are carved out of a block of wood as if they are one. And just recreate in your mind right now what it would feel like. Don't try and do anything, don't try and fight anything, but recreate in your mind what it would feel like if your fingers were completely stuck, glued, and locked together. And once you recreate that, you can actually try and pull your fingers apart and find they just lock tighter. And it's the weirdest thing, but the more you try, the more they lock. But of course, it is your imagination taking over. So if you stop imagining they're stuck, just stop imagining it. You can easily pull your hands apart. Stop imagining it. There you go.
Okay.
Cool?
Yeah.
So there was like a 10-second period where you're just like basically trying not to give up control. But you're not giving up control to me, you're giving up control to your subconscious.
Yeah.
And once you let it go, you saw how quickly they just started to come in. Is that cool?
Yeah. It's fun.
So yeah, it was cool.
So
that is how hypnosis feels without actual like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Good stuff. So it's like that on a larger scale.
Yeah. What do people usually want help for?
I work specifically with entrepreneurs.
Okay.
So usually it is
like I feel confident. I feel.
Usually it's confidence. Confidence is everything.
Yeah.
The reason people don't do anything is usually because they care what other people think, and they're not confident in their abilities to do it.
Okay.
And usually they care about what other people think because they're not confident, and they're not confident because they care what other people think.
Okay.
So that's the biggest thing.
And do you whisper affirmations to them, or do you make them?
You're amazing.
You make them repeat things to themselves?
No. So right now, every time I'm speaking, you have like a lot of other thoughts going on in your mind, right? What in hypnosis, all those other conscious thoughts are sort of blocked. Like if a thought comes in, you just push it out. So the only thing really going on in your mind is what I'm putting in, essentially.
What do you put in?
Just a lot of.
You will fail.
That's how you're going back to me, right? No, just like simple things. I explained to them that confidence specifically is internal. We're born with confidence. We're born with creativity, but we allow society to put their voices in our own head until we're illusioned by the fact that those are our own. Right? So confidence shouldn't fluctuate.
Okay.
Meaning if you were to close a really big deal, you would feel more confident. If you were to miss that really big deal, you would feel less confident. But the thing about confidence, or at least my belief in it, is that confidence is internal exclusively. So if your confidence fluctuates, you're allowing it to fluctuate.
What do you do to take away the stigma around hypnotism? How do you convince people it is not something evil or bad?
Oh, that's a good question.
Okay.
So I don't try and convince them of anything it's not, because anything can be used in a good or bad way.
All right.
So it's really about trust in yourself and trust in the hypnotist. So or at least I've been training myself to be more charismatic and confident and vulnerable. My biggest thing was being authentic.
Yeah.
So now I'm very authentic, and I'm still working to be completely authentic. But when you're an authentic person, people can feel that.
Yeah.
Right? Especially with social media, we have BS detectors like right there, you know?
Yeah.
We can tell if someone's not authentic, and you do not want to, if you get any sort of internal like, should I be hypnotized by this guy? Don't do it.
Okay.
You need to have complete confidence in that person, trust in them, and trust in yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like trust you.
Thank you.
Has anyone said they don't trust you?
Not to me.
You seem like you have a nice soul.
Thank you.
What's the most common misconception people have about hypnosis?
There's quite a few. Biggest one is that it's mind control and that you fall asleep.
Yeah.
You're never asleep. If you were asleep, it would be pointless because you can't hear what I'm saying.
Okay.
So when you see people like, it's just a sort of a hyper relaxed, hyper focused state of being.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, like
is it healthy?
It's not unhealthy. It doesn't. I mean, it can be healthy, right? If I get the suggestion that you're going to find yourself having better eating habits, that you feel healthier, it will be.
Yeah. Do you hypnotize yourself to be more successful or whatever?
Self-hypnosis is crazy. So the thing about
Right.
hypnosis is you have to really like, it's about your preconceived ideas, right? And I had a lot of things holding me back, so I have been hypnotizing myself through them. But because I'm doing it to myself, I have this idea that like, well, you know, I want to hypnotize myself for this, but I've been doing this my whole life, and I can't, or it's hard. And because of that, it makes it more difficult. But of course, if I were to eliminate that belief, then I would be able to do it instantly.
Yeah.
But yes, you can hypnotize yourself, and I have used it, not for success. I just talking to people gets you there.
What should we shout out for you?
Let's go with Instagram.
Okay.
Tyler the Hypnotist.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, throw that out there.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Please check out Tyler the Hypnotist info in the description. And please buy a Durden watch. Use code LAHWF for 25% off. And I will see you next week.